Hi everybody, I have a lot to say to a lot of people. I know this may seem a little bit strange to be sharing this with you, but 18 years ago I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Yeah, I can just imagine some of you saying, I knew there was something wrong with that girl. Why did I wait so long to tell you? A lot of reasons, but mostly because I was afraid of the stigma that always goes along with this diagnosis. But there are reasons why I'm telling you this now. First of all, I've been doing a lot better the last 2 years, and as part of my own recovery, it helps me to share this with you. Secondly, I've become very active in mental health issues, so this is my way of putting a familiar face for you and hopefully giving you a little education along the way. Actually, up to 2 years ago, the only people that knew were my parents, my sisters. For everyone else, I had a cover story for whatever was going on in normal activities. I had a headache, I had fibromyalgia, which is all true, I have those things, but they're the lesser of my problems. I'd like to give you a little bit of an idea of how this all evolved. It didn't just suddenly happen when I was 18. As a young kid, I knew I wasn't normal because I knew I didn't hear or see what other kids did. I felt this instinctively. I didn't tell anyone, even my parents, because I knew there was something bad and I was afraid of my family wouldn't love me anymore or would send me away. As I got older and in high school, still no one knew, even though the symptoms had gotten much worse. And my symptoms consist of hearing voices. My voices can be on a low volume or sometimes a high volume. Sometimes they sound like Smurf sing-song voices, and other times they're quite evil and unrelenting. They tell me what a bad person I am, and sometimes I can't distinguish what they're saying from my reality. Whether the voices are at a high volume or a low volume, they're always with me, even as I speak to you now. Always. They never go away. When it comes to paranoia, it's when I believe there is some kind of all-powerful force out there that's going to get me. During these times, and fortunately that doesn't happen as much anymore, no one can talk me out of how ridiculous my fears are. Hallucinations are not as common as they used to be. Early on, they mostly consisted of thinking that I was hearing special messages from the TV that were meant just for me. When I was in my teens, all I wanted in life was to blend in and feel normal. I think in retrospect, my family thought I was just another moody teenager, and definitely a drama queen. Which I was. Aside from wanting to be an actress, my main goal in life was to keep my secret from everyone. At least till I couldn't anymore. And it was just after high school that it got so bad that I couldn't keep my secret anymore. Suddenly all my dreams kind of faded away. Not only did I see it as an impossibility to become an actress, I watched my dreams as being able to take care of myself, have a family, and a career. All that seemed very unlikely now. And on top of all these symptoms, I often slept 18 hours a day. And when I wasn't sleeping, I was eating. And when I wasn't eating, I was watching TV. And when I wasn't watching TV, I was blaring my music to drown out the voices. It was not uncommon for me to be in a catatonic-like state. No one saw me like this. I hope. But even so, I knew that the migraine cover story was starting to look pretty lame. The only world I knew existed only in my head. I thought that I became an embarrassment to my family and nothing more than dead weight to them. Not much changed over the next few years. Sometimes I was a little better, sometimes a little worse. And when I had a good day and participated in activities with my family, it was like this flash, and then nothing. Suddenly the next day I was back to being me. I had a string of jobs, some lasting hours, some lasting days, some lasting months. Usually for 2 or 3 hours at a time. That was about all I could handle. I was still sleeping most of the time. I was very isolated. I couldn't even bring myself to tell my parents specifically what the voices were telling me, for fear that they'd know the awful truth about me. About 2 years ago, I could see that I was getting better than I used to be. My diagnosis was changed from schizophrenia to schizoaffective unipolar type. The doctors now refer to me as high functioning. I consider this a promotion. Yeah. Although I don't quite fully grasp on some days what all this means, I know I'm moving in a good direction. I don't think that there was one thing directly that is responsible for my improvement, but I do know that without the right medication and a good stable home life, I would either be out on the street, institutionalized, or dead by now. Blending isn't so important to me anymore. I'd created this comfort zone, this neat little box that didn't allow much of a life. I'd pretty much isolated myself into a corner so I couldn't fail at anything. But I found that failing, though I still don't like it, also allows the opportunity to grow for next time. And what keeps me going these days is hope. I've been given hope from so many, not only from individuals, from institutions, from government, and from NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Now, as a mental health advocate, I spend much of my time trying to make positive change happen. And I'm willing to work for it. This has been an empowering experience for me, and seeing the problems of others helps keep my own life in a better perspective. I hope this has helped supply some of the missing pieces about me. One of the things I'm doing right now is supporting NAMI and the NAMI Walk in Santa Monica this October 1st. If you can, please support the effort by making a donation at this website.
Mail.
And the mail address is available as well. Unfortunately, I'm not smart enough to put it on the thing directly. But here it is. And for those of you that have a freeze frame, even better. I'm going to hold it here for a few seconds, and then I'm getting a little tired. And here's the website that you can also donate to. All 3 lines. Thank you.